Sometimes you are going to play the villain in someone else's story. And it doesn't matter what you do and what you say, that person will still see you as a person that broke their heart, said no, maybe said a comment to them that cut, but for you it didn't mean anything bad. But for them, it just completely shifted and changed their life. And it all comes down to a matter of perception. What they see and view in their eyes is based on everything that they've experienced. It is based on their insecurities, their beliefs, and expectations. The thing with life is there are going to be times where you're going to disappoint people simply because you are not subscribing to what they would like you to subscribe to in the way of, I like this, and you say, that's not my thing. People get really affected by that. And I recently had this conversation with a close person of mine in my circle, and we were reminiscing about back in the day. I was talking about someone that we both knew mutually. And my friend said to me, oh, that person hated me. And I have no idea what I did to them. I said, I know why. Outsider looking in, my observation. I said, they were probably jealous of you. Namely because you were a person who was authentic. You never wore a mask. You were just you. And often, when you are being yourself, it can irritate people because it's highlighting to them that there are aspects of themselves that they have not yet healed, or that they feel insecure about, or they're just not being true to themselves. And when someone else is, it kind of irritates them. And I always say it, people act as mirrors for you, and they also show their true reflections of where they are at in their life. And there are a myriad of reasons as to why they may feel this way. It's because they feel insecure, that they're not living in their truth, because maybe you are doing something that doesn't resonate with them because maybe it doesn't align with their morals or how they would do it. And that's when we get into this not so good area of comparison. And they say comparison is a thief of joy. And that's why I always say it's so important to just learn to love yourself and to love who you are and celebrate your uniqueness. I'm not gonna lie, I was a very jealous person, and I still have moments of jealousy that creep in. I'm a Scorpio, and hello, green eyes, it's a thing. But now, every time I do get jealous or I find myself comparing, I sit with myself for a minute and go, what is this telling me about myself? Why am I feeling this way? And is it something that I can control? And am I just being ridiculous? And usually it's one of those things. Or insecurity. We all have them. You know, for a long time, age was my biggest insecurity. And I'll tell you a little bit of a story. When I went to drama school, I had a teacher tell me towards my graduating year, he was just like, this is your time. You right now are in your prime for acting. You're at the best age to get that role and like really build on your career. 23 at the time. And every year that passed where I didn't, I just got the, I'll keep that in. Oh, that's going to be a bite. Maybe a sign from the universe. But every year that passed, going back to my acting story, that I aged and I got older and I didn't get that big role, my insecurity started to increase. And then I hit soccer mum age. Now, soccer mum age is basically where you reach an age where you can play a mum to a kid. I actually don't look my age, and often they will put me forward for roles where I'm either too young looking, so say I'm actually 40, but sometimes I get mistaken for 10 years younger, which I'm not mad about, especially because I used to get Botox, but I don't have it at the moment. And the reason why I'm not getting Botox is I really just want to embrace having a face that moves and just to be comfortable with who I am. And going back to the age thing, and I will actually say and admit there have been roles that I've missed out on based on my age, not from an appearance perspective, but on paper. I remember going for a role on Netflix, and it was for a TV series that they were hoping was going to have a minimum of 3 seasons. And the young woman was in her 20s. I was in my 30s at the time when I auditioned, and they were really concerned that I was going to be, I age too much, that I wouldn't stay within the range. Well, I'm not saying that I would have got that role, but that was one of the reasons why they didn't want to move further with me. Going back to the villain thing, think about a superhero as the protagonist in a movie. The movie would be so boring if it didn't have an antagonist or conflict. And it's usually the antagonist who acts like a catalyst to really test how far that, say, superhero has come along, or the main character has come along. And it also showcases how they are when they are faced with adversity. The thing is we grow in our lows. And a friend of mine that I met ages ago told me this. He said, thank your bullies. Because if you look where you are right now, you are here partly because of the things that they did to you. And I don't know about you, but I know that there have been moments in my life where I'm just like, F you, I'm going to show you, watch me. And those very people have acted like the fuel, the gasoline to my fire to help push me to get where I needed to go. And also those difficult moments and those challenges have really shaped me into who I am. Yes, there are going to be times where you are going to be the villain in someone else's story, just by being you and just by making a certain choice. I think the most important thing that you can do is just to always approach them with kindness and compassion, and learn to accept that sometimes no matter what you do, you will always be that person for them. And the only way to navigate something like this is, well, I'm a believer in karma. And they say it's in the Bible. Love thy neighbor as thyself, or treat others as you would like to be treated yourself. I've said this once and I'll say it again. Every action that you do has an equal or opposite reaction. And it's kind of like a boomerang. Throw that boomerang out and it will come back to you. You gotta take ownership and responsibility for everything that you do. Otherwise it'll bite you in the ass. But yes, I'm gonna wrap this video up. Otherwise I'm gonna keep rambling and completely oversaturate this video, which is what I have a tendency to do. Anyways, bye.